So welcome back to another video. I'm alive, haven't done a video in a while because, well, I just haven't known what to do, and honestly I've been quite busy. So a bit different. Here we have the Eufy, however you want to pronounce it, Clean L50 self-emptying base station here. Now in this video, I'm just going to do my opinion and thoughts after owning this for about a month, and let you know what I think about it, and if I think you should buy one. So without further ado, I guess let's get started. So I'm going to start with the base station here. Now the base station, it's a bit bigger than your standard robotic recharge base station because, well, it's got a bag up here for the self-empty, and as you can see, it still charges, of course. It just backs up to here, kind of like a normal base station. Backs up, touches these metal contacts, and then it charges. And when it does dock, you can change this in the settings, how often, how frequently it'll empty itself. I have it set to every vacuum run because there's a lot of cat hair and a lot of cat litter. So I just have it emptied every time. So basically a vacuum will back up. It'll back up to here, a little like rubber seal. And if you look on the back of the dustbin, you can see right here a little door. This door opens and everything comes out. As you can see, just a little bit of cat litter left in there. Not really much of anything. So basically, all it is... Oh, stop. Oh, shit. There goes my thingamajig. Anyways, it backs up. This door opens. It's basically a vacuum in here that sucks everything out of the dustbin in a vacuum. And that vacuum puts it all into this baggie, all right? As you can see, nothing else in there. You got a little cleaning tool, you got little instructions, and then you got your dust bag. As you can see, it's full of cat hair because, well, that's well, a lot of that in here because I have a cat. So they say this is not reusable, but honestly, if you just take like a shop vac, put it up to here, and you suck everything out, I bet you can probably get a couple uses out of it. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend doing it forever, because this bag acts as a filter for the actual vacuum part in the base station. So there's obviously a limit to how many times you can reuse it in a way, but you can definitely get a little extra time out of the bag. Now, almost done with the base station here. I just want to go over one more thing. When this is done, when this is emptying, it is pretty darn loud. It's louder than the actual vacuum itself here. It's not too loud, but it's definitely a bit louder. So do keep that in mind. It's not that big, like I said earlier. It's obviously bigger than a normal base station, but overall, it's really not that big. So with that being said, let's move on to the vacuum. All right, so here we have the actual vacuum itself. This is the L50. Now, this may look like identical to the L60, which, well, it's basically identical, except it's got a... Oh my fucking God, why does it keep doing this? It's got a slightly lower suction power here. This is rated for 4,000 PA. I don't know what that stands for. It's just like your, I guess, suction number. I don't fucking know. The L60 is rated for 5,000. This is rated for 4,000. Other than that, they're basically identical. Both of them have LiDAR navigation, which is nice because LiDAR is, well, better than the standard floor tracking you'd find on lower end Eufys, or even like the ones that bounce around and they hit their little bumper and everything. That's how they navigate. This is, oh my fucking God, why does it keep doing this? Hold on 1 second. Let me try something here. There we go, that should be better. There we go. Anyways, like I was saying, LiDAR is like the second best form of navigation. The best form of navigation would be LiDAR and like a camera on the front for object recognition, which this obviously does not have, just LiDAR. But LiDAR is still very nice to have, as you can do the whole room mapping, floor mapping, no-go zones, all that crap. You can't do that with standard floor tracking or standard robot vacuums. You need to have at least LiDAR. Now, continuing on about this whole vacuum, at the time of recording this video, both the L50, which is this one, and an L60, which I also have out in the living room, they both have an issue where after like 30 seconds to a minute, the suction power will go from max. If you have it set to max, like if you're doing a carpet, which like this is all carpeted rooms, if it's set to max, it'll drop down to turbo, which is the option below max, and it just stays there until you manually set it to max, and then it'll do it again. But then you have to go from turbo, it'll go from max to turbo, then back to max, then it resets it for another minute. I'm guessing it's a software bug, whatever. I hope they fix it in a future update, but as of now, if you plan on buying one, I'd either hold off until they fix this bug, because it's kind of a pain in the ass when you want the higher suction for carpets and whatnot, and it just doesn't work. I already contacted them about it. They've sent me an RMA replacement unit for the L60. That wasn't it, so that tells me it's probably a software bug, because what are the odds two L60s have the same issue and an L50? I mean, it's pretty low. All three have the same exact issue. I mean, it's probably software related. But anyways, other than that, I really don't have much issues with these two vacuums, the L50 and L60. But this is about the L50, so I'm not going to talk about the L60. That's a topic for another video. On the top, all you got is two buttons. You got go home and then pause, resume button right there. We take the dustbin out. You may have saw that a little bit ago. A relatively good sized dustbin. Let's open her up. A relatively good size there. You got your filter up there. You got your little door right here that'll open when the self-empty starts. And then it has little instructions on how to clean out the filter. When you're done, take it out, bang it on the garbage can. And that's basically that. Now the back, and here we have where your dustbin goes, and you have your little charging contact thingy-majigs, and then you have your little wheel, side brush, wheel, main brush. Really not a whole lot going on underneath. One thing we'll talk about is battery life. Battery life is pretty okay on these. It could be better, it could definitely be worse though. On max suction power, I usually get about 45, actually about 40 minutes on all suction, max suction power. Another thing about max suction power with these is the software also caused an issue where, how many times are you going to say charging? Anyways, that latest software update also caused a bug where as soon as the battery hits 80% in these, the suction just drops. It refuses to go to max suction. As soon as it hits 80%, boom, that's it. It doesn't go above turbo. So again, if you plan on buying an L50 or an L60, I'd hold off for a little while until they hopefully fix it, or just go for a different model. I don't know how they screwed up an update that bad, but they did, and they still have yet to fix it, and it's been like this for a good couple months at this point, unfortunately. And like I said, as of recording, there has still been no fix. Yeah. So other than those two negatives with the software issues with the suction related problems, there's really not much bad to say about these vacuums. There's only one other thing I will mention. The roller brush has a tendency to sometimes get wrapped up with hair. If there's a lot of longer hair, that will get wrapped up in the brush sometimes, or it'll get in between, like, I'll just show you actually. Take this off, take this off. It'll get stuck right in between this. Oh, you can actually see it right there. There's a little bit of cat hair stuck in between the actual roller brush and this thing that you can take off. And then same thing on the other end. There's a little bit there. That is another problem I've noticed. I don't think it's anything to do with this particular vacuum. I think a lot of robot vacuums do that. I don't know why, but it's just a common theme I see with these different robot vacuums, because before I got this L50, I had a G32 Pro, which I actually still have. I'll probably do a video on that if I feel like it. That one had the same issue. The hair gets wrapped up, and then you got to take the whole brush out. Not a big deal, just something to keep in mind. Before I end the video, I just want to say one thing. With any vacuum, but especially robot vacuums, what are you doing? No, what the
Task finished.
Okay. Anyways, I don't know what that was about. But make sure you always clean the filter out. Like when you're done vacuuming, empty the dustbin, take the filter out and bang it to get all the dust out. That'll help with suction in general.
Charging.
So yeah, I don't know what that was about. I might have hit a button or something, but whatever. With that being said, that's end of the video. This was my personal opinion and kind of review of the Eufy L60 self-empty. So not much else to say here. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, can you shut the fuck up? If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. And subscribing would really go a long ways. It would really help out the channel. I will be doing more tech-related videos soon. I just haven't had time to do all the testing, benchmarks, and put it all together. I haven't had time to do any of that. So with that being said, I hope to see you in the next video.
Charging.
Adios.